Welcome, everyone. My name is Amanda Shalian. I am the Assistant Director for Student Services at Kilachand Honors College. I am a triple terrier, CGS 04, CIS 06, Wheelock 9, Wheelock 15. I'm originally from the New Haven, Connecticut area and live here in Boston. I have two alums with me from the class of 2016 who will share a little bit about their Kilachand experience.
Hi, Amanda. My name is Celeste Hamre-Awtry, and this is my husband.
Hi, I'm Jake. Nice to meet you.
And we're class of 2016 alums from the Kilachand Honors College. I was also a student in the College of Arts and Sciences, and I studied sociology and psychology. And since graduating, we've been, I feel like, pretty busy. We just moved back to the Boston area from Baltimore, Maryland. And there I worked in community health and then also health policy consulting. And I'm really excited because I'm back at BU right now at the Boston University School of Law, pursuing my JD. So I'm not a triple terrier yet, but I might be a double terrier shortly if it all goes well.
Awesome. And I'm Jake, as I said, also graduated in 2016. I studied biochemistry and molecular biology and also did a master's in biotechnology while I was with Kilachand. Like Celeste said, we moved to Baltimore after BU, and I was at Hopkins for medical school, and we finally got to move back to Boston, where we fell in love with both each other and the city. And I'm now a general surgery resident at Brigham and Women's Hospital.
Yeah, we're leaving out an important detail. We do have a golden retriever, our daughter Winifred or Winnie. She also lives with us in Boston or Brookline too.
Living the dream.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. So what are some skills and habits of mind that you took with you from Kilachand that have served you after undergrad?
Yeah, we were actually kind of talking about this a little bit. Obviously, I wasn't super sure I wanted to become an attorney or pursue law school, not even during my time at BU for undergrad, but also like in my postgraduate jobs and journey. But I do feel like because we were exposed to so much, I feel like not just like law or policy in one arena or like standalone, but with almost everything we studied, whether it was like from the sciences or music, just that interdisciplinary exposure, it kept that kind of a real idea for someone who didn't really know what attorney did or what law was. And it kind of let me take that leap. And even though I didn't necessarily think I was an English or history major or the traditional route, it still kept that door open for me as well. What were you thinking?
I think in a similar vein, it made me a problem solver. It definitely feeds into my career now as becoming a surgeon. We're very problem-oriented people. We see a problem, we want to fix it. I think what Kilachand made me comfortable with was seeing a problem that I'd never heard of or didn't have a skill set for, and be able to formulate a plan to approach it. We like to be independent. We like to be successful. And Kilachand taught me how to find a problem that I'd never approached before. And even if I didn't know what to do right then, I knew who to contact and what I needed to do to be able to fix that problem. I think that's the best skill set you can have is a willingness and an ability to expand your skill set. And Kilachand taught me that.
Thank you. I agree. What surprised you most about Kilachand other than marrying someone from the college?
Yeah, that's still a shock. I don't know if I'm over that yet. But so part of my favorite part of Kilachand was also living with everyone. I think it's of course, no matter who your floor is or your first year dorm accommodations, you're close. But my Kilachand girlfriends and me, we lived with each other. Our first 2 years, a crew of 20 of us, we got very close. We had classes together and we all studied very different things, which I think there's someone who's a PR specialist, broadcast journalist, public health people, doctors, the variety is really there. And not only have we were really obviously really close during undergrad, but we're so close now. And I think that's such a strength, and we're each other's cheerleaders, but it's also such a nice variety. It literally sounds like I'm making up all those jobs, but I swear they're actually real. And those were my close friends. And I remember specifically sophomore year, we'd do our first lab with Kilachand. It involved using a microscope, and our friend Courtney Son, who's the broadcast journalist, was we're going to do this. We're going to figure out how to, I think sometimes doing things that are a little harder, or you might not feel like this is your area, are good, and they're fun, allow you to be creative. And I know I'm not the only one who changed my major a few times in college too. So I think those are the two perks: getting to be flexible, in try out things maybe you weren't intentionally seeking out. And then, the friends you make, and like, that's a lifelong bonus or benefit.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. And, in our wedding, multiple of our groomsmen and bridesmaids were Kilachand classmates of ours. And so that social network is so important. We just had one of our Kilachand friends text us today that he bought a house, and we're at that point of our lives where we're celebrating like these big adult decisions that our professional friends who were former students in Kilachand, and it's really exciting. I think the most surprising thing is how often little skills that I picked up in Kilachand come up in everyday life. You think that studying ethnomusicology or ocean ecology are completely orthogonal to your field of study, and then suddenly you have a patient who studies in that field and you make a personal connection there, or the writing skills you developed in those classes approaching a topic you didn't understand really come in handy when you find a patient or a problem you don't understand. And you become very thankful that you built those skills in the past.
Yeah, I think like being able to research and communicate effectively, whether that's written or speaking, like those are the most highly rated skills in the workplace. I've worked in community advocacy and health policy, drafting large legal documents, and now in law school. And those are the key skills like I keep going back to. And it almost ultimately your major might matter less opposed to, really fine tuning those skills. Like those are what will really make you, I feel like, successful, whatever path you ultimately end up choosing.
Yeah, I think college makes you, on paper, you are theoretically good at some things, but when you get to the real world, it's about what's your final product and what you can produce. And I think the general takeaway across the board is all of our friends from Kilachand can produce really amazing things that impress the people around them, but more importantly, make them happy and have really fulfilling careers and lives.
That's really lovely, guys. I'm really proud of you. What would you say to a first-year student, or someone earlier in their undergrad career, maybe in Kilachand, maybe not, about just kind of takeaways and the things that are valuable, and that they should kind of stop and listen to themselves and take advantage of and really appreciate while they're there?
Yeah, well, I think like my freshman year at BU was hard. It was a big transition for me. I went to high school in Anchorage, Alaska. It was a culture shock in lots of ways, not just like the hairstyle, but also in terms of like, I just felt like my peers were years ahead of me in terms of study skills, like the chemistry they take it. I felt a little like off my game. And it's funny because now I miss that part of myself who I was okay with messing up. Like I didn't perform where I'd hoped to be, but I really gave it my all and I was open. It was, despite the challenge of it, I'm really proud looking back. That was one of my hardest like semesters, and grade wise, I did feel super supported by Kilachand, of course, but let yourself, it's okay. Like it's honestly okay. And it works out, and you have so much time to, really succeed and thrive and whatever. But part of that college experience is like knowing you can get through something and that trying something and getting better. I don't love uphill battles, but it feels really good to, walk away with a really improved, let's just say, skill set.
Yeah, I mean, I think do things that are hard. You very few things worth doing are easy. If they were worth doing, they're easy. Somebody already did it. So if you feel uncomfortable and feel like you're overextended and challenged, you're in the right place, and you're doing something worthwhile. And that's about work, but also really get close to the people around you. We value our Kilachand family members to this day, and taking the time to really invest in those relationships will benefit you in college, sure, but more importantly, when you really sort of grow up and become the person you're going to be.
That's awesome. Thank you both so much for taking the time to talk with me and whomever is watching our videos. So thank you. We appreciate you. Take care.
Sounds good. Thanks so much, Amanda.
Thanks, Amanda. So good to see you.
You too.